Buen dia, fanáticos del deporte. The story so far. I left Tollesbury Marina on the 12th of August 2023. Big shout out to the Tollesbury Massive. Day one was a big wake up call about the state of the boat. I got my ass kicked in the Thames estuary and limped into Ramsgate about 10 hours later. I think I was there with my good pal Boris the Nomad. Please check out his Crazy Professor YouTube channel where he's building out his old boat with modern solar, electric motors, Raspberry Pi sensors and other fantastical gizmos. Boris and I spent 10 days trying to get myself steering sorted, working out on the beach every day and giving each other emotional support. After that I sailed the English south coast against the prevailing westerlies until I got to the Isle of Wight. There I made the crossing to Cherbourg, lost my dinghy and a very expensive outboard torpedo. I think I was there in a perpetual rain cloud for about a week, after which I sailed through some of the Channel Islands and back down to mainland France in the western tip of Brittany. I had some lovely sailing and anchorages coming around the corner to Camaret-sur-Mer. Unfortunately, that's where I got stuck. I had another torpedo issue with a broken propeller. I got to know a company called AirTech very well, who helped me with the various things such as bringing me daily coffee and croissants, but also upgrading nav kit, plotter, radar, AS and new Raymarine self-steering at last. This kit, coming from the UK, was stuck in customs for quite a while. When it eventually arrived and got installed, the Biscay autumn storm season was upon me. Being the chatty man I am, I got to know pretty much all the boats that came into port and stayed more than a couple of days, and ended up forming another support group called the Biscay Hopefuls. This comprised of other adventurers waiting to do the passage. We then left in dribs and drabs as each skipper made their own choice about how and when to tackle the mighty and difficult boat wreck of Biscay. In the last vid you will see that I made it across, but it had some power charging issues with my battery bank, alternator, charge controller, whatever. This could have meant the loss of the engine as the batteries would eventually fail. This issue is still unremediated, but my workaround is just to turn everything off, i.e. all power sources, and run the engine. Then it appears to charge for some reason. So I'll update on the cause and fix of this issue when I've got it sorted. In the meantime, if anybody has any knowledge of this, please put them in the comments. I also bashed my nonce and nearly knocked myself out on the companionway lock. This should have had 8 stitches according to the doc, but I was 3 days away from medical help, and this is where we pick up the journey now.
I think these are tuna. There's so many of them. There's so many of them. I think these are tuna. There's so many of them.
Another country, another cheese. I just bit off the nipple, as you do. Buenos dias, sports fans. The update is, I've been here since Sunday, today's Thursday, so 5 days. I'm going to leave at first light tomorrow for about 30 hours. It's the only 2-day window I can see to get some southerly action in over the next week. So I'm going to make hay while the sun shines. It's shining today, but I have been in a perpetual rain cloud which follows me everywhere. Literally I've been getting no solar, just wet, everything's wet. I've made 3 or 4 dinghy trips in to see the wonderful Dr. Carmen, who has seen me every single day and patched up my head. Now it's looking pretty good. I don't even have any dressing on at the moment, which I think is fine. I'm just putting antiseptic cream on it once a day and keeping it clean. I always heal really quickly. It's just a flesh wound. So yes, thank you for the Sédira Medical Centre that have just been absolutely wonderful. Can't thank them enough. In fact, I need to go online and thank them. So the Sédira day didn't quite pan out as I'd anticipated. I knew that it was going to be testy conditions, but hadn't factored on the squalls that were coming in. Out of 7 I saw that day, I got hit by 3. One of them tore the Genoa. So at sunset, rather than continuing overnight, I decided to anchor. Pretty disappointing day. My plan was to do around about 24-27 hours from Sédira down to Riviera. It wasn't great winds, it's going to be a little bit upwind, then as I get round the corner of the Cape, should have been downwind and fizzling out. It's about the only weather window I could see over the next 10 days. However, it's not worked out, and the sea state is just horrendous. Beating up wind isn't that enjoyable at the best of times, but there's hardly any wind, and then there's a squall, and that's happened 3 times now. I can see another one on the way in. I've lost the Genoa, it got completely shredded. I've got something in the blocking the leeward water drain hole, so I've got all water there. I keep trying to clean it out, but it's not getting anywhere. I've lost a ventilation, a wave took that away on the head, and I'm just worried about breaking something else. It just feels wrong today. Everything is just too chaotic. I mean, there's massive squall coming. I've got a full main up, and it's just too chaotic for me to try and reef. So I was either going downwind or upwind, full rudder both ways, fighting it to take the sting out of it. And it's just worn me out. I'm absolutely drenched. I've only done about 5 hours. So I'm going to head into Akarunyue and get into an anchorage. Clearly my navigation system had got this wrong, but it did feel like that was the track I was making. I was just battling against the waves. I did very, very little passage made good. So it was a testing day. It just felt wrong all along, so I decided to stop. I pulled over. And there's yesterday's damage. Ripped Genoa. I mean, obviously it doesn't look too bad. It's in the seam, but I don't know. I don't even know how old the Genoa is, because obviously it's a second-hand boat, came with the boat. Now the camera work is a little bit odd in this video. I hadn't realised until the end of the 3 or 4 days of filming that I had the slow motion setting on the camera, which means there's no sound and it's very overexposed. So it's a little bit creative and artistic, this video. Sunday 3rd of December. Looks like I may get some solar today, I hope. It was 5 or 6 hours sunshine yesterday, but I only got 10% in the battery bank, so I'm about 70% less than I need to be. So plan for today is, it's another howlie out there. Oh, there's do 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 do. Guess the tune of the clock, I don't know. It's gonna end right here. Okay, close enough for jazz. Yes, the plan today is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop singing. Go out tomorrow. It'll be same as it was a couple of days ago when it was very nasty, but I can make way. I think it's going to be squally, so it's going to be one of those underpowered 1 minute, need the full main up, Genoa out, and then 35-40 knot squall comes in, and then you're in a whole world of pain, and you can't see it coming. So I'm going to go out with one reef on and go out to see a little bit to give me some downwind room if I need to run off the storm. If it comes in, probably will. And then yes, play it by ear, improvise. And I want to I might do a 24-hour, it depends. There's plenty of places to stop in and get respite if it's not working out, so I can have quite a loose plan and still have plenty of options. I made it around the Cape in 26 hours. The first 4 hours were absolutely horrendous. I made 8 nautical miles, either fore-reaching in a storm or running it off. But then it was very pleasant sailing for the remainder of the time. So I just pulled into Bayona, 2 hours past sunrise, and dropped anchor. Okay, well I've just come off my anchorage, which was absolutely perfect, to be honest. It was less squeaky and wobbly than this pontoon seems to be. But there's no wind that I really want to tackle for a week. Bayona seems to be a nice place to stop off. I may cycle up to Vigo. An hour and a half it says on the bike to get to. So that's Lady Mir, checked into Bayona for 7 days, waiting for the wind. Very, very easy. 1 page to fill out. He's asked me to move the boat. Didn't like it where I put it. It was for 32 metres and I'm 9.7. But hey, I thought I'd try it. I've got to stop speaking French though. I knew it would happen. I tried my hardest not to learn French when I was in France for 2.5 months, but it just pops out. It must be very annoying and insulting for an English person to turn up in Spain and start talking French to a Spaniard. But hey ho, I'll soon lose it. What the fuck? Emotional breakdown. Day 1 in port. Jobs that must be done. Well, I've only been in Bayona 1 day, so there's still a lot more to discover, but it seems a multifaceted little town. Fishing, marina, restaurants, old town, castles, beautiful bay. Seems to have a lot to offer. Sadly though, I'm here at the wrong time of the year. But it's not that cold, saying as though it's 6th of December. Yes, very nice, very happy to be here.